We're hearing from a local pilot who has experience flying Black Hawk helicopters similar to the one that collided with an American Airlines jet in D.C. The NTSB is still investigating what went wrong. Fox 23's Bailey Coyle spoke to the pilot about his time flying and shares his take on the tragedy.
Kind of put myself in the cockpit of both.
Dwayne Kellogg is a former Black Hawk pilot at the Oklahoma National Guard and former pilot for a regional airlines out of Denver.
I'm no expert. I just know what it's like to be behind the cockpits of both of those aircraft.
He says this crash was like no other.
There was video of it from multiple different perspectives. The ATC recording was released right then. The flight data, like how fast it was going, how, the altitudes and all that information was released right after it happened, which is crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
He's watched each video that's been released from the American Airlines pilot's eyes.
The jet was on final approach. And when you're in that, the pilots are locked in trying to land because that's when bad stuff happens.
And the helicopter pilot's eyes. He says a Black Hawk doesn't have its own traffic alerting system like the American Airlines plane did.
So the helicopter was on its path, and the ATC, I know they said that there was only one and there should have been two. He did his job. When you tell two aircraft about each other when they start getting close, once an aircraft says, "I have visual,"
Patch 25, get the CRJ in flight. Patch 25, pass line is CRJ.
That removes the responsibility of aircraft separation from the traffic controller, and it gives it to the pilot.
Although the official cause has not been released, many believe the helicopter intentionally hit the airplane.
The videos of them saying it was intentional, asking who's on board, who was targeted, that kind of stuff, that's upsetting for me, and I don't have family that was on the jet or the airplane. I think there was multiple errors stacked up to create this tragic accident.
He first points out that when flying in a busy city like the nation's capital, there are a lot of lights in the area.
My opinion, what I think is happening, or what happened, is a couple of things. They saw a light they thought was the jet, and they mistakenly witnessed that. There were several other jets in the area, so maybe they were looking at another jet and say, "Hey, I got this jet." Or they did see the jet that they collided with, and they just miscalculated the distance and direction.
The former Black Hawk pilot goes on to say, although Black Hawks are not supposed to exceed 200 feet, human error can occur.
I'm assuming that both pilots were looking up, even the crew chief in the back was looking up and either watching the jet or looking for the jet. And that caused an inadvertent climb.
He believes this crash was an unfortunate freak accident, and he hopes it doesn't stop people from flying in the future.
Flying is a risk. You're in the air in a metal container, so there's always going to be a risk, but it's no more dangerous because of this happened. I mean, that was a stack of errors that needs to be combed through and corrected.
In Tulsa, covering news that matters, Bailey Coyle, Fox 23 News.
The National Transportation Safety Board says a preliminary report will be released in about 30 days. Right now, at least 55 of the 67 bodies have been recovered, and recovery efforts for the remaining bodies is ongoing.